Evening. Welcome to Tenopy Live Sharing. We're going to get started in just another minute. Thank you for being early. My name is Teacher Chashna, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here today. All right, let's get started. So, welcome to Tenopy Live Sharing. We're into our third session for this series. I'd just like to go through some classroom rules. Please feel free to input any questions or comments in the chat box. This is where I will be communicating with all of you. Please do not submit repetitive or irrelevant messages in the chat box, as I use it to talk to all of you at the same time. So if any single one of you spams the chat box, it's going to distract me and block your friends from talking to me. So do be mindful. Do raise your hand when prompted, or if you want to answer my question, raise your hand. You should be able to find the button on your screen, and this will allow me to pull you up. Please be polite to me, your teacher, as well as your classmates, as you would in real life. All right, we're all here to learn together, so let's keep this a safe and respectful space. If you have any technical trouble, please exit and rejoin the session. This should reset your settings and you will be good to go. All right. Now, I'd just like to briefly share with you what Tenopy is all about, because you might be here for the first time. Here at Tenopy, we offer English, math, and science subjects. For these, we do full live online classes between 1 to 1.5 hours. We provide you with homework, and we do mark your homework and give you personalized feedback so you know where you're going wrong and how you can get better. We always stay back after class to answer questions online so that you have access to us and you can clarify all your doubts and concerns. And we schedule one-to-one online sessions with you. All right, or rather you can ask for special sessions with us. This is where I can give you 15-20 minutes of time and we can run through a particular concept so that you are more familiar. All right, for those of you who just joined us, welcome, welcome. You're just in time. Okay, so for the Tenopy Live Sharing series, this is our purpose. In the series of Tenopy Live Sharing sessions, we are going to tackle comprehension cloze passage and open-ended questions in comprehension passages. Across the 6 sessions, we will simplify the skills required to ace these tricky questions. Right now, we are on lesson 3. How can we use the clues to arrive at the most accurate and precise answer? So far, we've been discussing what are contextual clues and how do we determine what clues are relevant. Okay, after today's lesson, we will move on to open-ended comprehension and how to best answer those questions. So if you're ready, take out some writing materials and we're going to get started. Again, for those of you joining me, welcome to Tenopy Live Sharing Session. I'm Teacher Chashna, and I'm really thrilled to have you here today. Okay, so let's look at last week's question. We're looking at last week's question. With the storm raging outside and the rain pouring down, Benny looked out of the window gloomily. He then dropped his kite and began sobbing. He was looking blank to flying his kite all week. The question I asked you was, which specific contextual clues will help us guess Benny's feelings towards flying his kite? Can you now tell me in the chat box, is it A, B, C, or D? You may have more than one answer. Tell me in the chat box. Wayne says it's A, B, and C. Hongtie says A, B, C. Victoria says D. Fai says all of them. Audrey says B and C. We've got quite a few different options, huh? Specific. Let's focus on the clue here. Specific contextual clues to help us guess Benny's feelings. Remember what I told you, you don't want to be highlighting all the keywords. You only want to highlight the most relevant words. So let's look over here again. With the storm raging outside and the rain pouring down, Benny looked out of the window gloomily. He then dropped his kite and began sobbing. He was looking dash to flying his kite all week. The most specific contextual clues to help you are indeed A, B, and C. The storm raging outside, because that allows us to understand why he began sobbing. And if you look back at the question, he was looking blank to flying his kite all week. So is A, B, and C. But highlighting only all week is not appropriate. It's not specific enough. It's not telling me why Benny feels this way or how Benny's feeling. Okay, what we do know is that there was a storm raging. He saw the storm raging, he began sobbing, and he looked out gloomily and he dropped his kite. From that, we can guess. Can you tell me in the chat box, did he want to fly his kite or did he not want to fly his kite? He wants to. Exactly, he wants to. So what can you fill in the blank? Look back at the question. He was looking blank to flying his kite all week. Victoria, very good. Faiz, the first option is correct. Very good, Audrey. Indeed, the answer is forward. All right, the answer is forward. He wanted to fly his kite. Eager is not appropriate, okay? He was looking eager. No, if you didn't have the word looking there, you say he was eager to fly his kite all week, or he had been eager to fly his kite all week, that would fit. Then forward wouldn't fit, but because you have the word looking, you need to have the word forward, okay? All right, so well done on answering that question. Let's now look at this week's session. Solving the mystery. How do we put our clues to good use? At the end of this session, you will learn how to assess the contextual clue and arrive at the most accurate and precise answer for the blank. Let's look at what context is. Context refers to information that helps readers accurately interpret the meaning of a text. So this is information given to you. You need to read the information and understand it. You need to process it. You need to think, what could this mean? Okay, and this can show up in many different ways, as background information, as details about circumstances, environment, or even time frame. Okay, you need to pay attention to what it is. So far, we have learned about 4 different types of contextual clues. Would anybody like to come on the microphone to read out the contextual clues for me? You can raise your hand. All right, Victoria, let's hear from you. Can you read for me type 1 and type 2?
1. Definition or explanation clues. Sometimes a word or phrase meaning is explained immediately after its use.
Thank you, Victoria. So for everybody listening, Victoria, don't go anywhere, okay? For type 1, it's very important that you pay attention to, did the passage give you another word that might suggest a similar meaning, okay? Victoria, can you read type 2 for everybody now, please?
Type 2. Restatement or synonym clues. Sometimes a hard word or phrase is said or re-expressed in a simpler way.
All right, thank you so much, Victoria. Very, very nicely read. So for type 2, it's about reading or looking out for clues where that word might have been restated in a different way. So they used a synonym. For example, gloomy and looking bleak. Okay, so gloomy or looking outside bleakly. Okay, both of these have the same idea and they've been reused in the same context. So it fits. Okay, who'd like to read type 3 and type 4? Please raise your hand for me. Audrey, come on up.
Type 3. Contrast or antonym clues. Sometimes a word or phrase is clarified by the presentation of the opposite meaning that is somewhere close to its use. In this case, similar to restatement or synonym,
Synonym.
synonym clues, look for
Signal.
signal words to derive the meaning or possible word choice.
All right, very good, Audrey. That was a long paragraph to read. So hold on, Audrey, don't go anywhere. Everybody, contrast the antonym clues is when they explain something and then they give you the complete opposite. For example, he was not excited about the party. In fact, he of having to go for it. He was not excited about the party. In fact, he was blank the idea of having to go for it. Okay, possible word options are detested, hated, all right? These are words that are the complete opposite of excited. And how do we know that? He was not excited, right? Wayne says despised. In fact, he despised the idea. Yes, that's a good word choice there. Despised, well done, despised. Okay, Audrey dear, can you read number 4 for me?
Type 4. Inference or general context clues. Sometimes a word or phrase is not immediately clarified within the same sentence. Relationships which are not directly apparent are inferred or implied. The reader must look for clues within, before, and after the sentence in which the word is used.
Very good, Audrey. Well done on the reading there. So, inference and general context clues. I think I have said this to you all before. This is the most commonly used, let me repeat that, this is the most commonly used type of clue. As you go up and up and up from P3 to P4 to P5 to P6, it's going to become inference general context clues. This means you need to read the full passage because you might have clues and ideas sprinkled around the passage. We're going to have a short exercise about that today, okay? For those of you who came up to read, thank you so much. And those of you who would like to read, hold on, there are more moments coming up for you, okay? I want to very quickly touch on clue number 5, okay? Clue number 5 is punctuation. Now in primary school, it's actually quite rare for you to be tested for punctuation. But I would still like to teach you this because learning English is not just about learning what's going to be taught to you in school. It's also about learning about English as a language and how you can use it otherwise. So for punctuation, readers can also use clues of punctuation and type style. Type style means you use italics, you use the bold font. So to infer meanings such as quotation marks, showing the word has a special meaning. So quotation marks, colons, the 2 dots, dashes, parentheses, parentheses is a fancy word for bracket, and italics, that means it's slanted text. So let's look at these questions over here, these examples. And all of them have been, I've underlined and bolded the word, but I've also used punctuation that is very specific. Hongtie, can you read the first one for everyone, please, Hongtie?
An impact person will feel a general
Malaise.
and unease for
Discomfort.
discomfort.
Thank you, Hongtie. So what does this mean? Malaise means a general unease or discomfort. The meaning has been provided right here. Oops. The meaning has been provided right here using a colon. Using a colon. The punctuation used here was a colon. Okay. Number 2. Who'd like to read number 2? Can you raise your hand, please? Wayne, I saw your hand come up. Wayne, can you read number 2? The difficult word here is scintillating. Okay, so read from over here. During
the performance, the clever comedian came up with one
scintillating
response after another. His stories were brilliantly and excitingly shared, which left the audience barely laughing all night.
Thank you, Wayne. Very clearly read. Over here, scintillating has been written in the italics type style, so it's slanted. And it has been explained here. Scintillating is that stories were described in a brilliant and exciting way. They were shared in a brilliant, exciting way. So that's been explained later. It's been used in italics. Audrey, I saw your hand raised just now. Could you read number 3 for me, please? There you go.
The whole stadium was waiting with bated breath for the penultimate,
Good.
second to last ball to be thrown.
Very good, Audrey. Thank you, dear. Penultimate. Penultimate means the last from the ultimate. That means the second last. And they have used the long dash to explain it. Penultimate means second to last. So not the last one, but the one just before that. Okay, who wants to read? Oh, Victoria, I see your hand, number 4.
They were far more equanimous, calm and composed than I was during the competition finale.
Very good, Victoria. And good effort with the reading there. Equanimous. Equanimous. And it means they've given it to us using parentheses or brackets. Calm and composed. Okay? So sometimes in a passage when you're reading, especially open-ended comprehension, they might give you clues like this. So look out for punctuation to help you. Okay? So now we've been doing lots of different context clues, but are we really using it in our comprehension cloze? Now it's time to use it, okay? So let's try this. Who wants to read for me? Anyone else wants to read? Faiz, Jaden, Isun, Lucas, would you like to read? You can raise your hand if you'd like to. Jaden, would you like to try? Oh, okay then. All right. Come on up, Victoria. Oh, Lucas, you raised your hand. Thank you, Lucas. Come, let's read.
Pool sticks is a game first blank in the house at Pool Corner. A Winnie the Pooh book by A.A. Winnie
Milne.
Mill. The game was first played on a bridge originally called Posing Fort Bridge, located in Ashdown Forest, England. However, it is blank whether the game was first played on the bridge and then written into the story or vice versa.
All right, thank you, Lucas. So this is a story about a game called Pooh Sticks. And from what we just read, so remember what I told you, whenever you do comprehension cloze, you must read the whole thing. So I've only given you one paragraph, but if this was the full story, you need to read the full story. So Pooh Sticks is a game. So we know this is a game. Okay, we understand that. First, blank in the house at Pooh Corner, a Winnie the Pooh book by A.A. Milne. The game was first played, another first, there can only be one first, right? First played on a bridge originally called Posing Fort Bridge, located in Ashdown Forest, England. However, it is blank whether the game was first played on the bridge and then written into the story or vice versa. Vice versa means you can swap the role. So whether the game was first played on the bridge and then written to the story, or when I say or vice versa, I mean, or was it written to the story first and then played on the bridge? So vice versa. So I make a sentence. Let's say I make a statement. Should I eat my dinner first or should I bathe first? Or vice versa. So it's eat dinner and bathe or bathe and then eat dinner. Okay, so vice versa allows you to kind of do a swap. You understand now, Jorge? Good question. So looking at this paragraph, all right, Faiz, good job there. But before we get to what the answer is, please tell me, what contextual clues do you need to look for number one? We're only going to do number one together. Don't give me the answer. Tell me the contextual clues. Good. Wayne. Wayne says book. What else? What else is the contextual clue that you need for number one? This is an inference and general context clue. Very good. First, what else? There's one more. Okay, no worries if you don't know it. It's this. Winnie the Pooh book and was first played. So we have first the Winnie the Pooh book. So you got those two, right? And then it's that the game was first played. So here they're telling me about playing it for the first time. Oops. Why did I do that? The trash keeps doing silly things. Okay. So the first thing I know is that, sorry, they also tell me that it was played here on a bridge. But they use the word first here also. So it can't be first played in the house at Pooh Corner. Haha. This is a contrast clue. There are two types of clues here. First is the inference and general context clue. That it's a first something. We know it's a game. We know it's first blank in a book. And then we found out that it's first played on a bridge. So if this was play, what's this? Anybody want to guess? First what in the book? Yes, Audrey? First what in the book?
Play.
It can't be played because you're playing it on a bridge, but can you play it in a book? You would read the book and then find out from it, right? So Audrey, I'm going to give you some time to think about it, okay? Thank you for trying on the microphone. Victoria, you got it right. Faiz, you got it right. Wayne, no, not first found. You didn't find it. It's not a treasure hunt. Think of words that are related to reading. It's not about first read. Many people would have read this book. But first, it's talked about. It's told. It's written about. However, there's no about here. There's no a word about here. So you cannot use the word told or written. It starts with the letter M. Not made. It's being talked about in this book. When you talk about something and then somebody else says, oh, I read this in a book. The book said, but I don't want you to use the word said. Try again. I'm going to give you one more clue. E. Victoria and Faiz, well done on getting the word right. Well done. Okay. More of you are very well done, Jorge. Mentioned. Who Six is the game first mentioned in the house at Pooh Corner. It was talked about there. But it was also first played on a bridge originally called Posingford Bridge, located in Ashdown Forest, England. Now, this is your turn. Okay? You need to fill in number 2 for me. Don't tell me now in the chat box. You need to tell it to me in the Telegram chat. Okay? In the Telegram chat, I have 2 questions for you. Question 1. What is the contextual clue for question 2? And then tell me what you fill it in. So we've just covered all of this. Give me a moment. So you're going to try this. You're going to fill in the blank for me. You're going to test your knowledge, scan the QR code, and tell me in the Telegram chat. Faiz, debated is wrong. Wayne, unknown is very close, but it's not accurate enough. Okay, scan the QR code. Tell me your answer in the chat, in the Telegram chat. All right. If you want more sessions with us, we've got holiday programs starting in 2 weeks. Actually, some of them are already started. We also have the SG grammar workshop. If you need some help with your grammar, I highly recommend these sessions. We have mathematics bridging courses as well as science skills and answering courses. Okay. Jorge, sorry, let me scan. Let you scan the QR code. So scan away. All right. Now, if this is your first time at Tenepy, we also do free trial classes. Tenepy live sharing is just 20 minutes. 20 minutes of me teaching you a quick skill. But in our full classes, you get the full learning package, okay? If you want, you can scan this QR code to get a free trial lesson with us. Audrey, give me a moment. I'll show you the QR code in a moment again, okay? Okay, moving on. If you have any questions for me, you can contact us at these numbers 9469-6793, or you can email us at asktenepy. Okay? If you have no questions for me, thank you so much for joining me today. All right, I've just pasted the handphone number in the chat so that you can take it down from there too. For those of you who want to scan the QR code, I'm leaving it up here. Otherwise, I look forward to your answer submission in the Telegram chat group, and I'll see you back here next week, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Bye, enjoy your holidays. Good night, bye-bye. Bye, Lucas. Bye, Victoria. Bye, Isun. Good job, Faiz. Thank you, Hoche. Bye-bye. Good night.